damn, that sucks. Got cut off. Anyways. Hopefully they don't shut off my comment section on the first take. If they do, I'll upload this one, like, immediately after. If not, I might wait for a little while. So that everybody can see the first one out and about. And, then I'll put the second one up after a few hours or whatever. But yeah. So, yeah, I just didn't feel right about, staying on narcotics if I didn't absolutely need them. So the moment that, like, the pain started dulling down, I asked them for just Tylenol. Well, they only gave me the big stuff one time, and then after that I asked them to, I didn't need that. I just needed something just to take the edge off. And so they lowered that, and then they lowered it again. I was only getting 5 milligrams, and then I told them just to give me Tylenol. So I told my addiction doctor and counselor that, and he was like, that's really good. That's, because even though you are in recovery and you have such a long time in sobriety, it doesn't matter. I still have an addict's brain, and if I can get away with using, the addict brain is gonna, and it's not even like I'm consciously doing it. It's just that addict brain turns on, and I'm like, ooh, I could get away with this because I'm not feeling well. So let me tell them I'm not, tell them I'm hurting 10 times more than what I am. And I just didn't want to even I didn't even want to test that at the slippery slope. I didn't even want to test it to see how slick it was, because I know how slick it is. So, to each their own, though. I don't see an issue if you need it. Hey, you need it. You need to do whatever you need to do to feel better. But yeah, I don't know. So the next thing is my arm looked horrible. It was starting to get uncomfortable yesterday. Really itchy and like, ugh, it's not looking so good. They had one of those flexible, big old tube things in there, and it's turning like yellow and green, so I really hope it doesn't get infected. Yeah. But the service that I got there was phenomenal. I have never this was the first time that I ever went to a hospital, and I did not feel like I was being treated like a junkie. The first time. And that felt so good. I felt like a normal person. They knew the medications that I'm on. They knew my history. I told them all that as soon as I got in there, because I didn't want to seem like I was trying to hide it, because that's, because when you don't tell them all that stuff, then they find it in your records, then they kind of side-eye you, like, are you just here for pain? Are you just here for that? So I wanted to get that out of the way and be like, yo. But obviously, they saw what my gallbladder looked like, so it wasn't a lie. But it's just rough, especially when you are a recovering addict. It's very awkward to go to doctors and stuff like that, especially when it has something to do with pain instead of just like, an infected toenail or something like that. You feel like you're being judged, and you are most of the time. And I did not feel like that at one moment that whole time I was there. And that's one thing that made it a lot easier, is that they treated me with such respect and kindness the whole time. And that was awesome. For God's sakes, whenever I was a kid, this is probably one of the reasons too that I hate the hospital so much, because I spent my entire well, I know this is why, but I spent my entire childhood in the hospital, in and out with my mom all the time, because my mom was sick my whole life. So I avoid the hospital like the plague. And I remember my mother was a RN. Like, she was a registered nurse. She was a registered traveling nurse. She even worked at both hospitals at one point that she would go to be treated at. And they treated her like she was just in there for some, you know, a little bottle shaker. And she didn't even want that. When she passed away, she had a literal gun cabinet that had a lock on it, full of different things that she just never took. She just put it in there. Because you're not supposed to flush it down the toilet. That's what they did in the old days, but you're not supposed to do that. For obvious reasons. So, I saw them treating her like that all the time, and it disgusted me. So, to see that they're really trying to change their outlook, or maybe, you know, it's new age, and people understand addiction a little bit more now, I guess. And I don't know, I'm just so impressed with the way they treated me. They're awesome. And that alone will make me more likely to get things checked out instead of waiting until I absolutely can't anymore. You know what I mean? So, I did not want to ramble, but I'm rambling. I said this would be a really quick video. As soon as I'm feeling better and my jaws are jabbing, I haven't talked enough in the last few days. But yeah, my arms are really bruised up. Here, I'll show you. They're pretty... can you even see them? Oh. No, there we go. I was showing you the top of my arm. I mean, it's pretty bad looking. And then the tape, I don't know. It irritated my skin for some reason right there. You can see they got me like 1, 2, 3, like 7 times. And then